All right, take two. I must have deleted the one I just made, so we'll do it again. Chapter 3, Meiosis. We're going to talk about how offspring acquire genes from their parents. There are two types of reproduction. There's asexual, where the original cell called the parent cell makes a copy of its DNA and divides into two daughter cells, which are identical. Two is sexual. This is where two parents are needed. Each donates half of their DNA to produce an offspring, which is a combination of both parents. So when we talk about asexual, I mean, we did talk about asexual with mitosis, right? One cell going to two identical cells, and we did that in order to repair tissue or cells and grow when we grow. But with prokaryotes, bacteria and archaeans, they reproduce by what's called binary fission. It is basically it's kind of like mitosis, but they have no nucleus, so we don't go through that whole PMAT and stuff. They have one singular circular DNA associated with these proteins. Again, their chromosome is much smaller than eukaryotes, and it happens in like three stages. First of all, we're going to make a copy of the DNA, and generally they kind of adhere, they'll kind of stick or tack to the cell membrane right here. So that as the cell elongates, it kind of pulls them apart. And you can see how now we have one on each side, and it's going to elongate and then pinch in the middle and split in half, and now we have two identical daughter cells. Every protein, every protein in your body has instructions that tells the ribosome how to make it. And so we can see the gene here. Here's the protein that's being made. And we'll go through the process of this in a later chapter, and how we will have that DNA will make a copy called messenger RNA that goes to the protein to make or to go to the ribosome to make the protein. There are two types of cells. We have somatic, also referred to as body cells, and they are diploid, and I put a few in here. You've got, blood vessels, heart, your skin, and these cells are diploid, 2N. They have 46 chromosomes, 23 pairs, one mom, one set from mom, one set from dad. Gametic cells are also called reproductive cells, or commonly eggs and sperm. These cells are haploid. They have only 23 chromosomes, which means they do not have the homologous chromosomes. They just have one of mom's or dad's. Here's the differences between them. We can see with the somatic cells, some of the body cells there, and then of course the gametes are just the eggs and the sperm. Concept 13.2 is going to talk about fertilization and oh, I forgot that, and life cycles. All right, so this I showed you guys this in class, and this is called a karyotype, and you can see how we have two pairs of every chromosome, right? Two pairs of one, two pairs, a pair at one, a pair at two, a pair at three. Two chromosomes at one, two chromosomes at two, two chromosomes at three. We can look at that and actually look for some large chromosomal abnormalities, which we'll talk later about. We have our monads, or our unduplicated chromosome, versus our duplicated chromosome. You can see how when they went through their S phase, right, and cell cycle, they made the sister chromatid. Now, chromosomes 1 through 22 are referred to as autosomes, and again, we all have a pair of these, right? One from mom, one from dad. The big difference is the sex chromosomes, and that males have X, Y, biological females have an X and an X, and this determines whether you are biological male or female. So again, in sexual reproduction in humans, body cells, again, have 46. So we are diploid here and diploid here. And then we're going to undergo the process of meiosis to get a haploid egg and sperm. And then we are going to fertilize that. So we'll be back to 2N. So we can kind of see that progression 2N, 1N, 2N in order to have a offspring. Okay. And that is the last of this presentation. I just kind of have a little picture of a very simplified process of meiosis, which we're going to talk about in the next presentation. All right, thank you for watching. And as always, you have any questions, please reach out to me.